Across your even horizon without a single sound. No, there is no escape, velocity to be found. I'm pulled into the center of your heavy dark design, where gravity is twisted and you're swallowing my time. I can see the starlight blending right before my eyes, as your quiet vacuum chokes out all my desperate cries. It's a black hole romance, a beautiful collapse. We pass the point of no return and watch the world elapse. You draw me in, you break me down, you tear my heart apart. A crushing singularity right from the very start, and disappearing in the dark, collapsing into you, and there is nothing left of me to rescue. The closer that I get, the more the seconds start to bleed, slowing down the agony to give you what you need. You're taking all my light and you leave me completely blind. A dense and heavy hollow space where love is hard to find. I'm stretched into a million pieces, fading out of view, lost inside the gravity of what I gave to you. It's a black hole romance, a beautiful collapse. We pass the point of no return and watch the world elapse. You draw me in, you break me down, you tear my heart apart. The crushing singularity right from the very start. I'm disappearing in the dark, collapsing into you, and there is nothing left of me to rescue. The light can escape, the center is cold, nothing left of the promises that we used to hold. Just total darkness, falling forever into you. The wedding fabric hangs across the bedroom chair, a delicate soft whisper in the heavy air. I brush my fingers past the layers of silk lace and look down at the wreckage filling up this space. The frames are broken on the hardwood floor, right where you slammed the heavy wooden door. A beautiful beginning that was built to last, no buried under sharp and jagged shards of glass. It's chiffon and shattered glass tonight, a soft illusion bleeding in the pale moonlight. The chantress dream at a violent end. silk in my hands and the pain at my feet. You used to hold me with a touch so light, like spinning in a cloud on a summer night. But words became like stones that we chose to throw, shattering the only sanctuary we would know. Now the delicate thread is completely torn, and every memory is a hidden thorn. I look at the dress, then I look at the floor, and I don't know who I am anymore. Itchy fun and shattered glass tonight, a soft illusion bleeding in the pale moonlight. Digeless dream made of violent dye, and there are pieces that I'll never mend. I'm standing barefoot where the edges meet, with silk in my hands and the pain at my feet. So soft, so sharp, the tearing of a dress, the breaking of a heart. Nothing left to say. In the wreckage we made. The wipers are fighting a losing war as I pull over by the grocery store. The sky is a heavy, desaturated gray, washing the last of our colors away. The radio station is losing its grip, just like the love that we allowed to slip. The white noise is buzzing inside of my dash, a cold background to our sudden crash. I stare through the glass but the vision's blurred, distorting the fun of cruel things that I heard. A million wet drops are hitting our steel, and it's just static rain on the windshield tonight, blending the road, shutting out all the light. A broken connection, a dead-end display. I watch your memory drift far away. The frequency snap in the water runs deep, and open air, morning lit alone. Let me sleep. The headlights of traffic are bleeding right through a colorful mess made of losing you. I look at the seat where you used to sit closed, before you turn into a mid-tempo ghost. I turn up the volume to cover the cries, but the interference matches the tears in my eyes. And it's just static rain on the windshield tonight, blending the road, shutting out all the light. The frequency snap in the water runs deep. An open air morning that won't let me sleep. The signal goes dead. The storm doesn't break. A permanent record of a giant mistake. Just static rain. Turn off the key. The nightclub floor is vibrating deep. A heavy frequency I cannot keep. The speakers push a pressure through the crowd. The music's violent, aggressive and loud. But underneath the rhythm of the floor, I feel the structure of my chest grow sore. They think I'm moving to the techno sound as the strobe lights circle all around. But it's a physical force against my ribs, staring down our beautiful fragile mist. 100 hertz is hitting where it dies. And now I'm cracking under the bass tonight. A hidden disaster out of your sight. The low end is rattling my broken bones, turning my heartbeat to industrial stones. I try to stand solid, but the pressure is high. A heavy sub bass forcing me to die. I lean my head against the concrete pillar, while the sound wave acts like a quiet killer. It rumbles through the place where you used to hold. Before your touch turned completely cold, the glass is shaking in my frozen hand. Inside a venue I can no longer stand. And now I'm cracking under the bass tonight. Hidden disaster out of your sight. The low end is rattling my broken bones, turning my heartbeat to misjuiced stones. Try to stand solid, but the pressure is high. Heavy sub bass forcing me to die. The sub drops low, the concrete splits. Our entire love falling to bits, cracking apart. Silence. Staring at the gray screen of my phone, waiting for a chemical rush that won't arrive. You're sleeping fine while I'm here alone, struggling to keep the memory alive. My brain is wired to the way we used to touch, a hyperfixation on the love we made. But the math is off, I care a bit too much, while your interest started to fade. It's a chemical imbalance in my chest. I gave you my all, you gave what was left. My baseline is crashing, your levels are flying. A cruel disproportion of your heart and mind. I'm trapped in the deficit of losing you, while your dopamine is finding someone new. I trace the old patterns of your design, looking for a spark in the sound again. A ghost of a thrill that used to be mine, before you woke up and ceased to care. No, your name is just a trigger for the pain, a sudden drop that sends me to the floor. You got the peace of walking out the door. I got the withdrawal raining in my brain. It's a chemical imbalance in my chest. I gave you my all, you gave what was left. My baseline is crashing, your levels are fine. A cruel disproportion of your heart and mind. I'm trapped in the deficit of losing you, while your dopamine is finding someone new. An unequal equation, a lopsided spark. You left with the light, I stayed in the dark. My system is crashed over you. The digital clock glows a cruel shade of blue. 4 in the morning and I'm paralyzed, staring at the ceiling, still haunted by you. With a heavy chest and some bloodshot eyes. The silence is heavy, the air is so cold, as the weight of your absence settles right in. I'm dropping the pieces I promised to hold, and I don't even know where the tears begin. It's an emotional meltdown at 4 in the morning. No safety net and no structure gone, but the dawn won't bring you back to my side. I check my phone even though you are gone. Leave nowhere left for my panic to hide. A total collapse of the strength that I feigned, a catastrophic failure of keeping it cool. Just a broken heart that is completely drained, left lying awake like a lovesick fool. It's an emotional meltdown at 4 in the morning. No safety net and no structural warning. Our dam is breaking, the walls are all crashing. The ghost of your love in my memory flashing. I'm screaming your name to an empty space, droning inside of your sudden erase. 401, the panic is peaking. 402, the fracture is leaking. Still dark outside, still broken inside. Just me in the wreckage of you. The engine is hiding in the driveway cold. As I try to release the hand I used to hold, that exhaust is rising like a ghostly shroud over a driveway that was once so bright. I pull out slowly to the edge of the street, setting the tempo for my heart's defeat. My breath is heavy in the freezing space, droning out the memory of your final face. The glass starts to cloud from the heat of my sighs, mirroring the static burning in my eyes. I glance up above me to check the small frame, but the mist is erasing the trace of your name. And it's just foggy rearview mirrors in the dark tonight. Oh, a blurry distortion of your taillight light. I'm trying to see what I left far behind. Through the heavy winter mapping out my mind, but the moisture is thick and the lines are all blurred. I can't find the shape of your final cold word. I run my sleeve rough across the silver paint to peer out the shadow of my sudden pain. But the fog returns in the blink of an eye, a permanent record of a swift goodbye. You're miles away down the interstate track, misty reminder of the tears I hide. Foggy rearview mirror, drive away. The evening sun sinks down behind the glass, casting long shadows that refuse to pass. I stand before the mirror in the hall, but the shape is split against the cracked wall. A jagged line is cutting through my chest, dividing up the ghosts that I missed the most. Try to stand up tall to fake the pride, to mimic a person who hasn't died inside. But every angle of the fading light reveals an outline that isn't fitting right. The borders of my shadow blur and bend, the visual layout of a sudden end. And it's just a fractured silhouette on display, a broken shadow of a love cast away. I'm piece by piece dissolving in the room, a dark mosaic of my sudden doom. You took the light and left the edges torn, a shattered figure in a bed so warm. I look at where your shadow used to lean, right next to mine inside our final scene. No, there's a canyon where you used to stand, an empty perimeter across the land. I reach out to the water, feel the shade, but I'm just tracing where the colors fade. And it's just a fractured silhouette on display, a broken shadow of a love cast away. I'm piece by piece dissolving in the room, a dark mosaic of my sudden doom. You took the light and left the edges torn, a shattered figure in a bed so warm. No solid shape, just broken lines, a dark reminder of your design. Fractured silhouette fade to black. The golden leaf is peeling from the mirror frame, reflecting the reflection that I barely know. The crystal chandelier still whispers out your name in a dim, expensive, artificial glow. I pace across the marble polished like a stone, where we used to waltz until our feet were tired. Now it's just a palace where I sit alone, a beautiful ruin that we once designed. It's a gilded ghost room where the shadows play, a luxury cage where the memories stay. Yeah, I've got gold on the walls, but a hole in my chest, surrounded by the things that you love the best. A beautiful haunting in a room so grand, holding on to nothing but a vanished hand. The heavy velvet drapes are drawn against the day to keep the harsh reality from breaking through. I'm curating a museum of our yesterday, pretending that I haven't really lost you. The silver frames are polished, the antique clocks shine, counting down the hours of my deep despair. A flawless exhibition of a frozen time, but the masterpiece is gone and the room is bare. It's a gilded ghost room where the shadows play, a luxury cage where the memories stay. I've got gold on the walls, but a hole in my chest, surrounded by the things that you love the best. A beautiful haunting in a room so grand, holding on to nothing but a vanished hand, shining so bright, hollow inside, nowhere left for this money to hide. A golden tomb, an empty space, forever haunted by your face. The walls are completely transparent and cold, revealing the secrets that we used to hold. There's nowhere to hide from the eyes of the town, as our beautiful kingdom comes tumbling down. We stood in the center and through the first storm, and now I am standing here frozen alone. The ceiling is cracked where the winter creeps in, sliding right under my shivering skin. Everyone watches the tears as they fall, from the clear display of our featureless wall. Our showcase of misery out on display, washing the gloss of our future away. And it's just a glass house blues tonight, scattering pieces in the bright linger right there on the pane where you used to hold me inside of the rain before you decided that we were a mistake. Left me with a structure that I cannot unmake. No, the ground is all sharp and I cannot move. Stuck in the ruins of how we used to brew. And it's just the glass house blues tonight, shattering pieces in the bright moonlight. A fragile illusion that we couldn't defend. A beautiful layout for a sudden end. I'm sweeping the shards of love torn apart, exposing the wreckage of a broken heart. Clear walls, sharp floor, nothing left standing by the open door. Glass house blues fade to black. I'm floating around in this windowless room, quietest and lost in a deep hollow space. The oxygen's fading, surrounded by doom, with no way to anchor myself to your face. We drifted apart like two ships in the night. No atmosphere pressure to hold us down tight. No, I am suspended in total despair, just reaching for hands that are no longer there. And my tears don't fall, they just drift in the air, floating around me, a cloud of despair. They won't hit the floor, they won't wash away, suspended forever, like things we didn't say. I'm lost in the cosmos, a soul set adrift. With gravity gone, there is no heavy lift. And look out the glass at the world down below, where normal people are walking on ground. They don't feel the vacuum, they don't even know. Agonizing terror of making no sound. You cut the tether and let me spin free, an infinite orbit of pure misery. No, my salted water is forming a sphere, a perfect reflection of every lost year. And my tears don't fall, they just drift in the air, floating around me, a cloud of despair. They won't hit the floor, just floating teardrops spun round and round, lost in the orbit of you. I'm drifting out past Pluto in a capsule built for one, watching the quiet fading of our final sun. The radio is static, just a dead and empty hiss, a cold reminder of the universe we used to miss. I used to be your satellite, orbiting your core, but the gravitational tether doesn't hold me anymore. No, I'm moving at the speed of light away from your embrace, a tiny speck of sorrow lost in deep uncharted space. It's an interstellar loneliness, a heavy silent ache, fading through the ruins of love we couldn't make. Millions of miles from the warmth of your skin, with no coordinates to guide me back to where we begin. Just a solitary heartbeat in a cold eternal blue, drowning in the cosmic void of losing you. The oxygen is running low, the indicators blink, giving me too much time to sit alone and think. I look through the thick glass at the absolute sublime, where distance is a monster and it's swallowing my time. You're back on solid ground, walking beneath the golden sky, but I am just a shooting star you watch go bleeding by, an island in the dark, spinning wildly out of you, forever frozen in the wake of what I gave to you. It's an interstellar loneliness, a heavy silent ache, floating from the ruins of a love we couldn't make. Millions of miles from the warmth of your skin, with no coordinates to guide me back to where we begin. Just a solitary heartbeat in a cold eternal blue, droning in the cosmic void of losing you. The signal drops to zero, the thrusters start to fail. Nothing left but stardust on a lonely fading trail, so far away. Goodbye. The house is cold, the city sounds are dead, except for the ticking echoing in my head. A wooden box sitting on the shelf, a cruel reminder of my lonely self. It swings back and forth in the dark gray room, setting a tempo for my sudden doom. Ooh. 60 beats a minute, a mechanical stride, a steady counter for the tears I try to hide. It doesn't care about the pain in my chest, or how your absence won't let me rest. It just marks the distance from the day you left, a rigid witness to a heart bereft. And it's a midnight metronome, keeping the time, counting the seconds you stop being mine. Left, right, cutting like a blade through the beautiful memories that we wove and made. And relentless pulse in a room full of stone, teaching me the rhythm of being entirely alone. I try to remember the song of your voice before you walked out and left me no choice. It used to play in a beautiful free syncopation. Now I'm trapped in a mechanical calculation. I turn a dial down to make the pendulum slow, but time keeps moving where I don't wanna go. And it's a midnight metronome, keeping the time, counting the seconds you stop being mine. Left, right, cutting like a blade for the beautiful memories that we wove and made. A relentless pulse in a room full of stone, teaching me the rhythm of being entirely alone. Tick tock, the clock won't bend, a mechanical record of our sudden end. Click, stop, silence. The world lost its color when you packed your bags and left. Now everything is painted in a shade of slate. I'm sitting in the dark of a house that feels bereft, struggling beneath the heavy, crushing weight. I run my fingers down the velvet of a sofa cushion where we used to laugh and watch the morning rise. Now it's just a texture without any real conclusion. A deep, dark gray that mimics my own eyes. It's a monochrome velvet kind of night. No colors in the room, no flashing light. Just a soft shadow on a charcoal floor, and the grief. The red of your lips and the blue of the sky. Hay faded into gradients of silver and ash. I try to find a spark as the lonely hours go by, but the systems in my chest have suffered a crash. This plush dark prison is the only thing I touch, a comfortable kingdom for a broken heart. I never knew that loving you could cost so much, or tear my entire universe apart. Tear my entire universe apart. It's a monochrome velvet kind of night. No colors in the room, no flashing light. Just a soft shadow on a charcoal floor, and a bitter memory of a closing door. I'm wrapped up in a luxury that offers no relief, droning in a fabric made of heavy black grief. Nothing but black, nothing but white. No warmth of light in the middle of the night. Just smooth, dark velvet and the lack of you. We're sitting in the neon glow of your room. The bass is heavy but the air is thin. I can taste the oncoming midnight doom as the chemical highs start sinking in. You're laughing loud but your eyes are cold, holding my hand like a habit you hate. I'm clinging to a feeling that's growing old, treading my sanity for a look at your face. Now I'm dizzy in the smoke, losing my mind, chasing a rush that we left behind. My heart is racing but the spirit is dead, caught up in the toxic things that you said. I'm crashing hard from the highs we tried, overdosing on the vibe. The music is spinning at a frantic pace, but I'm moving slow in a state of shock. I see the apathy written on your face as we listen to the ticking of the bedroom clock. It's a beautiful poison, this atmosphere, a slow motion wreck that I can't escape. I'm drowning in the energy, lingering here, suffocating on the memories we used to make. Now I'm dizzy in the smoke, losing my mind, chasing the rush that we left behind. My heart is racing but the spirit is dead, caught up in the toxic things that you say. I'm crashing hard from the highs we tried, overdosing on the vibe. The room goes black, the music stops, the illusion fades, the curtain drops. Too much of you, and I didn't survive. Pull your old jacket over my shoulders, hoping it still holds a trace of your scar. But the fabric is thin and the bedroom is colder. As I watch the clock counting down in the dark, I pretend that I'm fine, I pretend you're still here, holding me close through the chill of the night. But it's just an illusion I spin out of fear, to keep from admitting you're out of my sight. It's a temporary fix for a permanent break, a beautiful lie that I willingly take. I'm freezing to death while I reach for the ghost of the person who used to love me the most. It doesn't cure the winter we're going through, this placebo warmth of remembering you. I replay your old voice notes just for the sound, to trick my lonely heart into believing that the walls of this house aren't crashing down, and my chest isn't hollow from grieving. It feels real for a second, a spark in the dark, a phantom touch on my shivering skin. But the medicine fades and it leaves a raw mark, where reality rushes back in. It's a temporary fix for a permanent break, a beautiful lie that I willingly take. I'm freezing to death while I reach for the ghost of the person who used to love me the most. He doesn't cure the winter we're going through, this placebo warmth of remembering you. Just a fake heat and the deep freeze, a ghost of your fire, and I still try to breathe. It's not real, but it's all I have left. Pull the smooth fabric up over my face, to wrap myself up in your ghost's embrace. The material slips like a whisper of grace, an expensive disguise for a hollowed out space. But as I press closer to ease the deep ache, the fibers I hide in a giant mistake. The weave is embedded with fragments of glass from the exact second we watched our love pass. Diamond sharp memories sliced through my skin, bleeding right into the shape that I'm in. I dress up in luxury just to feel warm, but the threads only amplify our sudden storm. And now it's just shards in the silk tonight, a beautiful fabric that's cutting me tight. I'm wrapped in the color microscopic glasses catching my tears. You tailored a promise so delicate and fine, then left a million blades along the design. The pillowcase stained with my grief, a high-fashion torture with no sweet relief. I try to shake out all the dust from the bed, to clear out the heavy cold things that you said, but the damage is woven right into the seams, shredding the canvas of our final dreams. And now it's just shards in the seal tonight. Along the design, smooth to the touch, sharp to the bone, urgently set out to be left all alone. Shards in the sun. Good night. The sun dropped down behind the concrete wall, leaving long shadows in the empty hall. The sky is a bruise of purple and gray, pushing the last of our illusions away. I'm sitting right where your weight used to reach, staring at the shards of our final scene. There's a faint cruel warmth on the window glass, watching the ghost of our connection pass. It mimics the heat of your final touch. Before you decided I was way too much. No, the light is fracturing into sharp spikes, cutting through everything a broken heart likes. And it's a spinning afterglow in my room tonight, a jagged reminder of a fading light. The fire went out, but the embers still stay, tearing the fabric of every single thing. I'm reaching out for all we used to hold, but the remnants are sharp and entirely cold. I find a loose wood splinter on the floor, right by the frame of the open door, where you casually stood and broke the thread, leaving our future completely dead. I press my thumb down to feel the pain, to prove that I'm living through the rain. And it's a splintered afterglow in my room tonight, a jagged reminder of a fading light. The fire went out, but the embers still sting, tearing the fabric of every single thing. I'm reaching out for what we used to hold, but the remnants are sharp and entirely cold. Fading beams, broken stone, a fractured layout to be left alone. Splintered afterglow, fade to black. The wipers are fighting a losing war as I pull over by the grocery store. The sky is a heavy, desaturated gray, washing the last of our colors away. The radio station is losing its grip, just like the love that we allowed to slip. The white noise is buzzing inside of my deck, a cold background to our sudden crash. I stare through the glass, but the vision is blurred, distorting the final cruel things that I heard. A million wet drops are hitting the steel, a perfect layout of the damage I feel. And it's just static, rain on the windshield tonight, blending the roads, shutting out all the light. A broken connection, a dead-end display. I watch your memory drift far away. The frequency snapped and the water runs deep, an open-air morning that won't let me sleep. The headlights of traffic are bleeding right through, a colorful mess made of losing you. I look at the seat where you used to sit close before you turned into a mid-tempo ghost. I turn up the volume to cover the cries, but the interference signal goes dead, the storm doesn't break, a permanent record of a giant mistake. Just static rain. Turn off the key. The clouds are racing fast across the glass. I watch the seasons and the shadows pass. The city shifts from morning into night. The blur of traffic and flashing light. The world is moving at a blinding pace, while I am frozen in your empty space. The frame is flickering, the pages turn. Watch our beautiful foundation burn. 100 days collapse into a flash. Our entire kingdom crumbles into ash. I see the exact second that you chose to leave, a high-speed record of the way I grieve. And it's a time-lapse heartbreak on display, watching you fade a little more each day. The shutter clicks and then the colors run, a quick deletion of what we had done. You're moving forward while I'm stuck in place, a static figure in a hurried space. The winter snow dissolves into the spring, but no maturity can fix a single thing. The sun goes up and down in just a beat, an overlay to my heart's defeat. I try to slow the tape to find the spark, but you're just speaking